Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 5. We're here with race number 10. 10 races down, well, I guess 9 races down, nearly 10 races down. Rooftop Racetrack by Formula H67. So Azur still holding strong in the lead, 223 points. Pretty good lead, been doing pretty well so far. We'll see if they can keep that up. It is still early into the season, but we are approaching the halfway point already. How time flies. We'll see what happens. Fluid's in second, Superboss in third. Everyone's still fairly close together, so it's still anyone's season. But let's get over to the first track. So here we are on the roof. So this was introduced, I think, last season. New track to the last season. And of course, before we have a look around, yes, we have. Yeah, I think it was in the previous season. Don't worry, I'm the same. Terrible memory, always forgetting things. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was just a showcase stream. I'm pretty sure this was in the last season. I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. But predictions. Before we have a look around, let's start the prediction. How many will DNF? 2 minutes to get those predictions in. And let's do a quick tour of the track. So the starting point is off to the side. I think it's the only track we have that has a starting point not part of the main track, I want to say. So some obstacles straight off the get-go. If you get stuck here, it is game over. It is a very tough way to go out getting stuck here. Because there's no way you're recovering from that. You will be stuck for the entirety. No one's hitting you free. But down onto the track and onto the conveyor to take you all the way up. And I see the hydrate as well. Quick hydrate. Getting a drink yourself. Good idea. Got to stay hydrated. So up to the top, down into a bowl. Then down onto the main track straight. So this is where the actual start-finish line is. Sweeping bend, lots of sweeping turns on this, and lots of sharp turns. We've got a hairpin over this side. Very vibrant colours with all the checkpoints. We have a spinner you have to get through and navigate around this nail, and then into a split section. And see which route is quicker, going through that split section into this split section. Now, I don't remember which side was the quicker side, but I know that one of them gives you a slight advantage coming out of this second section. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, more sweeping bends, lots of sweeping turns. A very technical track, this one. Into another split section, pretty much the same both ways, then down to a bowl. Best outcome here is probably colliding with someone, just trying to go straight down the middle. And then sweeping bend into a sharp hairpin that then opens up, and same sort of thing again, another hairpin. Then we have a sweeping banked turn into one final sweeping turn that tightens. Like I say, technical track, a lot of turns that sweep round into a tightening corner, and then back up to the start. And we of course have the runoff, the drain pipe here. So if any runoff, they will be fed down here, up this ladder and then back into the track. It's going to cost a lot of time, so you definitely don't want to fall off this track. Now it looks like the prediction timer is done, and that is not where people are starting. I need to go back down here. So let's get everyone into their starting positions, reverse grid of course. Alfonso, Pescybird, Boyer and Demon on the front row, as Iceman, Cheese and Stardust on the back row. 6 laps around this track. Let's get things started. As it counts down. And they're away into the first spinning triangles. Alfonso is going to squeeze in front of Boyer. Boyer with a good outside line there. Alfonso in a bit of trouble is going to really slow down. Actually getting stuck for quite a while. Teammate Shady's going to help out. Eggbot at the back. But it is currently Boyer and Fluids up at the front. Good start for the Balls of Steel. Going in Fluids, giving Boyer a little nudge to help them on. But Snorker's going to join them. Did cost Fluids a couple of places. Means Demon is going to be in third, and Iceman will be joined by Fluids. Do you see a trail? Yes, you do. Good spot, keen eyes. So Snorker has got a trail on. They chose the Snowflake trail, as you can see. And again, if you want a trail, that is for subbing either Prime sub or normal sub on Twitch. And you'll gain automatic access into 2 Discord areas, one which is a sub chat and one for picking a trail. And yes, Snorker is our first to showcase and currently leading as well. So hey, maybe the trail helps. Maybe it's a good charm, a good luck charm. I think a good charm makes much sense. Oh, there's a bad bounce back by Boer there. His flutes is going to come through. I'm actually going to pass Snorker. Cheese just behind in third. A good luck charm. Yes. Exactly that. But proving quite well at the start here for Snorker. And Jimmy showing up now. Iceman, Jimmy's teammate, also there. Coming out of the split section, see the great exit speed by Flues, but a bit too hard into the corners, going to slow them down. Won't be able to get in front of Cheese, nearly losing a spot to Iceman, but does manage to defend. Got Iceman and Jimmy just lurking behind the top 3, big pile up into the corner here. Stardust going up the inside of Superboss and actually going to slow them down. Azur getting knocked backwards by Boer. And Azur, Shady and Alfonso, the green slushies all at the back, not doing too well for their team. Pesky Bird, currently in 11th. Struggling a little bit, you know, things could change. It is only lap 1. So going to the bowl. Looks like most of the pack is opting for the same side. Going to the bowl. Tactics by the Icebreakers there. Jimmy choosing to go the opposite side to push Iceman through. Absolute high level pro tier strategies there by the team. A great call, and you know what Jimmy's not done there, fighting back. Fludes has not given up that position easily. Weep getting a bit stuck, gonna pile up with Superboss, and Superboss gonna try and creep around the outside, doesn't quite make it work. But Jimmy, some great plays here. Iceman now in first, Fludes in second, Jimmy in third, Cheese and Snork side by side in fourth, and Pesky Bird actually moving up to 6th place on the late part of that lap. Eggbot is up to 7th. Then we have Weep, Superboss, Stardust, Boer, both of them dropping a bit from the start. Shady, Alfonso and Azur, and then the 2 Eternal Darkness down at the bottom now of Moo and Demon. So dropping down is a good drop for Iceman. Fluge with a bit of a slower one. Everyone colliding with each other at the top there. It's an absolute mess. Dropping down there between Snorker, Cheese, Fludes and Pesky Bird. Causing a bit of chaos. And it's going to give Iceman a chance to break away up at the front. Try and extend that lead. Make a nice big gap. But still fairly close together. And we're running a bit slow here. Demon always having trouble. Currently at the back. Oh, it's a bounce. Big bounce by Cheese. It's not going to be good. A big time loss and losing a position. Maybe more as another pinch backwards. This is not good for Cheese right now. Can they recover from this? It has been very costly. Dropping down to 12th. Punishing mistake right there. Oh, and Snorker with a big hit on that corner is going to lose a position there to Fludes. Fludes a bit slow as well. Means Pesky Bird is going to shoot through. And Pesky Bird, out of nowhere, is now up into 2nd place. And we'll have Iceman as their next target. Snorker and Fludes battling it out. Collision between Wheat and Superboss. There's a lot of rough play going on this track. People really battling it out. Really wanting a piece of that prize pool. How many races today? There are going to be 2. Decided it would probably be better, partly for my own voice and sanity, to do 2 in the stream than the 3. I heard 5. My goodness, I think I'd need like someone else to tag in for the commentary for that. But yeah, I think I'll do 2 and stick to the 2 format. Seems to work quite well. Like I say, if I get any time on an extra day, then I might do another catch-up and do 2 extra races on a surprise day. Another reason to keep those notifications on. So Eggbot up to 3rd, Snorker just behind. They'll be side by side on the ladder. Do we class this as a conveyor belt or a ladder? I see Demon stuck. Conveyor I always think of as flat. Ladder's going up, but this is kind of diagonal. So it could be either. Yeah, Demon is stuck. I would say F's in the chat, but Demon will get recovered from here. But I would probably say F's in the chat anyway, because that is a lap down for Demon. So unfortunate, that is likely to be a DNF, or at least a lap down, looking to be a last place currently, unless someone else goes off or gets stuck somewhere. Balls of Steel all together, yes indeed. And we're taking the fastest lap, trying to recover from the rough last couple of laps. Last couple of laps, as we're only on lap 3. And Demon set free by Iceman. Yeah, it's been a rough season from Demon. Last season was rough for Demon. It's just rough season after rough season. Demon really having difficulties just getting any traction going in these races. It is sad to see. It's very unfortunate. But hey, things may turn around one day. Who knows? Things can change. So quite a group battling it out here. Fludes, Jimmy, Weep, Stardust, Snorker, Eggbot, Shady, Moo, Were, Alfonso, and Superboss just behind. And Azur currently leading the season, not doing so well in this race. Cheese also dropping down to 15th. Did not go well following the spinner incident. Has not been able to recover from that yet. Iceman colliding with Demon could be another tactic to try and reduce time in the bowl. Fairly effective. Blues coming in behind Pesky Bird. There's a collision there. Stardust hitting Pesky Bird out. And then Pesky Bird getting knocked in. A lot of bashing going on in that bowl, which can really change up the positions. But Fludes now in 2nd. Pesky Bird in 3rd. Stardust in 4th. Coming around towards the final corner. And the conveyor ladder. Pesky Bird and Stardust will be side by side. Weep joining Snorker. And Eggbot has taken a fall and will be going down the gutter to recover. And this is going to be a massive time loss. Will most likely come out in 15th behind Cheese, but should be ahead of Demon. It could be F's in the chat. It's a fall. It is a fall. It's just not a complete off-track fall. Pesky Bird opting for the L's. But our emojis, well, they emotes on Twitch. Our emotes have F's on them. That one's not an F but an L. Yeah, taking the L. Not a full-on F. It was recoverable. That gives Demon a bit of a shot, but I don't think it's going to be enough yet. And yes, Fluids has actually dropped to 10th while we were watching that. Stardust now up in second, Jimmy in third. And Jimmy making a pass around Stardust. Jimmy get up into second to make an icebreaker 1-2, a big hit on the wall, pushing Pesky and Stardust back. Snorker's going to sneak through in all that chaos. We're still holding fastest lap. Stardust looking for a way past Snorker, but can't quite find the gap. Weep and Moo do though past Stardust. They have a costly attempt there by Stardust, not quite paying off. And going into the single file section. See what happens in the bowl. These are the crucial parts. These bowls here with this entry design really shake things up. Big collision there. I think that's going to be costly for Iceman. Great move by Jimmy. Moon Snorker going down in front of Iceman. Then Weep, Stardust, Peskybird, Shady, and not so good for Bwert and Fluids, both still going around the bowl. Will be losing some time there. And Superboss actually dropping down before Bwert. And Bwert finally dropping down just in front of Alfonso, and then we have Dessert and Cheese. So onto the conveyor ladder. Jimmy leading, Snorker in second, Iceman in third, with Azur down in 14th. This could be a big chance for Snorker to try and retake a position up in top 3. Challenge for the top again. Trying to fight back with that trail. A big collision there, but doesn't pay off for Iceman. May have helped slow Snorker down a little bit to give Jimmy a bit of an extended lead. Icebreakers trying to work together a bit in this race. We've got Stardust, Peskybird, Moo, Weep, and Shady quite close together. And Jimmy taking the fastest lap. Further back, we can see Alfonso, Cheese, and Azur just going across onto lap 5. Now at the spinner, past the nail, Shady with some good speed. He's going to tuck in behind Stardust. Peskybird and Wheat on the same side, following the line of Snorker, Iceman, Stardust, Shady, and Moo opting for the other route. Which seems to be a bit quicker, especially if you get the line right on this corner. There goes Stardust cutting in front of Weep. It's not good exit speed though, and is going to drop all those positions and have to fall in behind Moo. So Jimmy with a good lead right now. Demon just there to get in the way. Oh, and yes, Eggbot has fallen behind Demon. That is a good spot. What happened to Eggbot? Just running slow? Don't know if there's another fall, but Eggbot with big difficulties in this race. Same cannot be said for Jimmy though. And Iceman in second. It's an icebreaker 1-2 once again. Weep into third, Snorker 4th, Peskybird 5th. See what's happening in the bowl. Superboss just gaining positions bit by bit. Let's move Fluids, Stardust, and then Shady. Oh, Bwert giving Cheese a bit of a push, allowing Bwert to drop down sooner. Going to leave Cheese in there a little bit longer. And doesn't drop down in front of Alfonso. Alfonso will be ahead of Cheese. So heading onto the final lap. See what happens in the bowl here. Great drop down by Jimmy. And by Iceman. Weep's got a pretty good one. Just lots of good drop downs here. Demon just staying out of the way, going round and around. Everyone else just dropping down. Very smooth. Ooh, Superboss a little bit slower. Does get going again though before anyone else can gain. Stardust and Fluids down in front of Moo. So is Shady. So Moo losing some time in this bowl. Dropping through before Boer can get there. Boer with a good drop. And then Alfonso. Cheese with a better drop though. Cheese will go back up in front of Alfonso. And then Azur. And of course, here's Eggbot. Oh, of course, Eggbot with the fall off would have missed all of these checkpoints. So yes, that would have put Eggbot further behind than Demon. He just wouldn't have updated until Demon finished the lap. So that fall off was potentially worse than Demon getting stuck for a lap. Snorker getting in front of Iceman, trying to split the icebreakers here. Holding that position, more speed by Iceman, going for the outside, squeezes through just in time. Pushing Snorker back down to third. Heading through the single file split section. So everyone's opting for the same route this time around. See what happens in the bowl. This could shake things up a bit. Almost contact there. Iceman's going to cut the inside of Jimmy. Interesting move. Jimmy with a shove from Snorker, pushing them wide a little bit, means Iceman's going to come through. Basically switching around Iceman and Jimmy here. Snorker still in between them. Wheat just behind, followed by Pesky Bird. And coming round the final corners of the race. Oh, and Snorker's got more speed coming around the last corner. And going up, are they going to be side by side? They are not. Snorker is going to be in front. Jimmy and Iceman side by side. It's all going to come down to the bowl at the top. Snorker's going to need a good drop down here. We see Superboss, Fluid, Stardust, Moo, and then Boer, Shady, and Cheese battling out as well. Alfonso and Azur further back. So let's see what happens up at the top here. This could be interesting. Snorker needs a perfect drop, but it's not a perfect drop, but it was almost good enough. Jimmy sneaks through and takes the win. Snorker in second, Iceman third. There was some contact, a bit of pushing going on to squeeze through there. But Jimmy does reclaim that top spot at the final hurdle, taking the win and the fastest lap. Snorker second, Iceman third, Weep fourth, Pesky Bird fifth, Superboss and Fluids very close together there. Superboss taking sixth, Fluids in seventh. And Boer with a big play means there's balls of steel in a row there. 7th Fluids, 8th Stardust, 9th Boer. And Cheese coming across in 10th, Shady 11th. Moo in 12th. Alfonso coming across in 13th. Which means Azur's going to be 14th. Demon will be 15th and Eggbot will be 16th. Pretty good race. All came down to the wire at the end there. Snorker nearly holding on, but just losing out to Jimmy. Good race by the Icebreakers though up at the top. Really putting in a fight. Just couldn't get that 1-2. Snorker making sure to split the two of them. And now we wait for the 60-second DNF timer to count down. And we head over to our winner of the race, Jimmy. So congratulations to Jimmy on the win. Great performance. Very clutch finish to take that win. And the fastest lap for that extra point. It's going to be big points in the standings. And not the same can be said for Azur though. Finishing in 14th, that could cost that number 1 spot. Snorker in 2nd place, looking very strong for the standings. We'll have to wait and see. So you wait for the results to get confirmed and locked in, although nothing can change at this point. You think your prediction's correct? I have a feeling it probably is. Ooh, or is it? 2 DNFs, Demon and Eggbot not being able to cross the line in time for the 60-second countdown. Is your predictions right? Oh, you went for the 2. Well, choose prediction. Choose outcome 2 to 5. And there we go. Congratulations on the correct prediction. I thought we were going to get one. Didn't think they'd both DNF. Thought we'd potentially just have the Eggbot DNF. But there we go. Neither of them able to get to the line in time. So, I'm going to go over and put the results on the leaderboard. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes with the updated standings. Alright, the results have been entered, so let's head over to the standings. So I did notice in the last one, I said that Stardust, I thought was the first person to get 2 wins, but I was wrong, as actually already has 2 wins. Chromatic Courseway and Bahrain GP. So Stardust was the second to get 2 wins in this season. But Jimmy taking the win there. Some big points for the fastest lap as well. But Azur still hanging on, even with that 14th place, with such a strong start to the season. That 14th place cost some points, but they're still holding on up at the top. Fluids in second with 211. Snorker making it back into the top 3 in third with 208. Iceman in fourth with 206. Superboss in fifth with 203. Stardust in sixth with 196. Moo in 7th with 191. Boyer in 8th with 175. Jimmy in 9th with 167. And Pessibird in 10th with 163. Then below that we have Wheat, Cheese, Eggbot, Shady, Alfonso and Demon. Yes, big gains for Snorker indeed. And Fluids gaining on that number 1 spot. Still a bit of a gap, as I was really put in some work early on. So it's going to be a tough challenge. Iceman very close to breaking into the top 3 as well. So still all to play for. Very close indeed. A bit of a gap, yeah, a bit of a gap from 7th to 8th. But it's doable. Definitely more than doable. But on the team standings, Balls of Steel looking really good. First place with 194 points. Snowballs putting up a fight in second with 185. Tutti Frutti just 1 point behind in third with 184. Icebreakers in fourth with 182. Ultraviolets in fifth with 170. And then we have the Green Slushies, the Dogeballs, Marble Minions, Grandmasters, and Eternal Darkness. Eternal Darkness struggling a bit this season. Of course, Demon not helping out too much with the points. But as we say, it's been rough for Demon. It's been rough. And Moo currently sitting in 7th. Green Slushies in shambles. Yeah, it wasn't a great race for the Green Slushies. 11th, 13th, and 14th. And overall, what are we looking at? I see a 14th and a 15th. Where's the other? Oh, Azur, of course, at the top. I was looking lower than first. Yeah, so Azur putting in the work. But yeah, Shady and Alfonso struggling a little bit so far this season, bringing the points down for the Green Slushies. Putting them just below mid-table. But that is it for the first race. Of course, for those watching on Twitch, we have a second race, as always. But for those watching on YouTube, that is it for this video. So, of course, if you enjoyed and you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm stuff, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, helps support me and lets me know that you're enjoying it. And also leave a comment down below if you're enjoying it, what your favourite track is, favorite racer, who you're rooting for, favorite team, anything. Let me know in the comments. Noah is Pesky Bird about to take a break anyway to change track. All the cool kids watch on Twitch. Yeah, see, boy, I said it. You gotta come watch on Twitch. Gotta come join the cool kids. But yeah, that is it for those on YouTube. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.